Russ has come out and he's been trying to go against the Spotify machine again.
Okay. Big G for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, he has shared his thoughts on the validity of Spotify's monthly listeners. The internet's biggest music critic, Anthony Fantano, agrees with his comments and also added some own thoughts that he has on this. But there were actually 3 Russ tweets that I actually kind of put together here so that we can kind of talk about, all the stuff. So,
Recently, the man has gone on a very interesting and I think very much correct Twitter rant about the streaming industry and streaming numbers that I think we have to talk about. Starting with monthly listeners is essentially monthly impressions. It's not how many people listen to you and are fans. Someone could have had a playlist on shuffle and your song came on and then they skip it, and they would have counted as a monthly listener. Stop using that metric to try to decipher how many fans people have. It's literally just impressions, LOL. But Russ continues, saying 30 seconds is how long a song has to play for it to be counted, meaning if you have a playlist on shuffle and you skip a song after 30 seconds, you're technically a listener of that artist, LOL, even though you didn't seek their music out, nor did you even keep listening to their music after 30 seconds.
which is interesting. I didn't know that part.
I didn't either.
But I do know, I'm pretty sure that I think that playlisted music gets a different royalty rate.
Okay.
But anyways.
Spotify should remove the public display of listener counts and streams. It's a catalyst for unhealthy comparisons. It creates misleading metrics like monthly listeners and incentivizes people to cheat so they can inflate the perception of popularity.
I actually agree with that a lot. Mike, you had some questions that you added on here. So one, how should aspiring artists react to this information theory? Do you have any thoughts on that?
As an artist or as a creative, I would think that you would want your fan numbers or your monthly listeners to be authentic and people that follow up with you and actually listen to your product. So the smoke and mirrors part with that as a creative would be super deflating for me because, well, when I say deflating, we all know that there's so much manipulation that goes on behind the scenes, right, with these sites. But just on its face value as a creative, you want your monthly listeners to be monthly listeners.
Right.
So if I'm a creative, I mean, it takes a little air out my sail because am I getting scammed? Like, are these people really rocking with me, or is just everybody playing a game behind the scenes? I could see a lot of artists reacting that way.
Yeah,
for sure.
You guys know I've taken most of my music off Spotify, except for like collaborations and some stuff. But like, I think it was February, I got an email from Spotify and said, you have 767 monthly listeners. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Right. And then the next month I had like a fraction of like a 10% of that. And I'm like, I must have got added to a playlist somewhere or something because that didn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to even make, like, I was actually kind of upset. I was like, great. That just means that a whole bunch of my music is getting played that I'm not going to get paid for.
That part.
You know, but that's very, very, everything that Russ is saying right here is actually pretty valid. Do you guys have anything else about the artist piece or?
No, I kind of think it depends on what kind of artist you're talking about, because some artists may want that because all they care about is the number itself. They don't really care about what they're actually doing, because, you know, a lot of people gauge your success off of numbers. The people that are gauging your success off of numbers are the ones that don't really care about what Spotify is doing. So if I'm Joe Blow, the MC, and Spotify says I got 10,000 followers, to the common listener, I have 10,000 followers or listeners, subscribers, whatever. And that impresses them. It may not impress the artist, but surface level it does. So it's kind of a catch-22. When it comes to like a monetary payout, it doesn't bode well for the artist. But for the people that just look at number metrics only, this makes them seem more important.
Well, impression number metrics.
Yeah.
Right. Because to Mike's point, there's a difference from like, I'd rather have 500 real fans that listen to me religiously and it's consistent every month. As opposed to some number that jumps up to 50,000 and then down to 2. And like, you know, or back, you know, you don't really know what's going on there. You know
that fluctuation is crazy. Like your example was spot on.
I was like, how? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Are artists able to leverage any type of position for themselves with these numbers? I mean, like,
I think maybe, I feel like people are catching up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like, it's like, it used to be a thing you could look, I think it's in combination. It's like, all right, do you have followers on this platform?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Do your monthly listeners add up to it? And does your social media make sense to this? You know what I mean? I think it's a combination. So I think, yes, if the other things check the box off.
Because honestly, for all the discussions we've had about numbers and metrics and all the tricks that are played, I don't really believe much of anything.
For sure.
We had, short conversation on Friday, about our own numbers.
Yeah.
And how we feel like they're being manipulated, not even by us. It's just there's so many tricks and different things that are implemented to either get your content, music, video, whatever, in front of people, but then there might be something, within the algorithm that hides your music.
Right.
So I don't think anybody should get too high or too low on any of these things,
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't hardly believe in any of the numbers that they post in front of people. Like, I posted something today on, just my personal Instagram, and I come back 3 hours later to post something else, and it says that I have one person that saw that. And I know that's not true because I posted it on Just Keep It Real, Take That Tuesdays. Thing at the same time, and it's got like 115. And so I know there's some kind of trick being played to where it's not showing me everyone who's seen the content on my personal page, but for some reason it'll show me who's seen it on my Take That Tuesday page.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
So we can transition in that. So are public views a net positive or negative to both the consumer and or the artist? Because think about it, Apple doesn't have public views.
Okay.
That's true.
Honestly, I don't think Tidal does either. Now that I think about it.
Tidal, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
I personally think that I think it's beneficial towards society if no numbers are published.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be an internal metric. It's something that me as an artist, I should be able to look and see.
Right.
But why do you get to look at my numbers? Who are you? Why? Like, so
it's just weird thing.
I want you to gauge my art, not my.
Yeah, it's very weird, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying about how people only pay attention to numbers. Like, a song can be slapping but have 10 views on it, so people will skip over it to listen to the song that has 2,000 views on it. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole cosign thing. People have to be told what to like. It has to be engaging to other people before it's engaging to the next consumer, and that's unfortunately the society we live in. And so the whole metrics of Instagram and all of that thing is based off of likes. How many likes can I get? You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that if we remove the numbers, let's say YouTube, for example, just no public numbers. Let's say Spotify, no public numbers. Social media in general had no public numbers of what views we're doing. Do you think that would potentially trigger any type of societal shift?
Oh, 100%. I do. Because I think that people would be frustrated because we're in such a numbers-based society. I think people would go crazy if they couldn't see the numbers. I think you could literally see people going crazy because it's come to the point, to Terry's point, that's what it's about. Now, on the other side of that, would the art, would the music be appreciated more? Perhaps, because now you're just going through and picking what you like as opposed to picking who has the most views or the most follows. So I definitely think it would be a shift. If they took all the numbers away, you'd see some people that would be happy, and you see some people losing their mind because they fiend for the numbers and to be liked and to be viewed. And there's so many people that don't even do content, but they want to go to Instagram and make sure they see how many views they got today. Like it's just weird, man. But
people
it's
literally
everywhere.
make videos about why is this video not performing and getting the same numbers that my video did. Like I've seen this.
Yeah. He's right.
His
He's
videos about videos,
Yes.
about performance on the same videos.
Yep.
It's like,
Come on, I have 100,000 followers, and this video I just posted yesterday of my Get Ready With Me only got 30 views in 10 minutes, and they're literally upset about that.
Yeah.
This person's acting like this. That's what he's saying. To Terry's point, they're acting like this is a life or like it's bothering them. Like
No,
when they do the
don't
video.
get it twisted. If this was me, and it has been me, it would bother me too. But I think, yes, so I think to that point, I think, yes, it would still bother people. But I think it's up to you at that point to whether you disclose that with anybody.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mentioned this to you guys over the last week. I went and scheduled 27 TikToks.
Yeah.
Every single TikTok that I scheduled did not get over 10 views. I went and downloaded from our drive and I re-uploaded them just in real time. Just uploaded them. Every single one of them has got over 400 at least since, and just reposting the same ones. I don't know what's going on there, but something is weird about their scheduling thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, It drove me crazy.
They're frustrated you didn't.
Like, why are you making me get on this app every 3 hours to schedule this? As
so it can show you advertisements.
Exactly. That's exactly why. And so I think it's some goofiness.
It's all a loop.
Yeah, it's some goofiness. But
it's a loop. But people are more concerned with numbers and how people perceive them versus the actual package a lot of times. Now, an artist, somebody that's really into the music artistry of things, are going to be more concerned about you actually listening to me as an artist.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus somebody that just wants to do this in order to get in front of people. Just if my numbers look good, I don't care that you're listening to me or not. You know what I'm saying?
Because I have the numbers.
There's no perception anymore.
Exactly.
You don't have to deal with the perception piece of, like, I honestly think it would almost shift society.
Oh, yeah.
In a extremely positive way.
I think it would be awesome if they they were played with this at one point, taking the likes off of Instagram.
Well, they had did it before. I think there's actually an option to where you can change your likes on Facebook and Instagram to where people can actually see how many people have liked it.
Oh, okay.
It'll just pop up as a heart. It won't be a number by there. Even on Facebook, it'll just show that people have liked it, but it doesn't give you a number. You can actually change that if you want to.
I do like the fact that YouTube has disabled the dislike button.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think there are still ways. I think there might be ways on YouTube to where you can disable this viewership count in general, maybe, or maybe likes or something. I don't know. But I think it's like per video. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of agree with Russ on this in general. I just think that it's on pretty much every pound for pound, but like the public display of listener counts is just, like, I get why it's a thing, but I feel like it's just making us miserable. And
it's not as important. It doesn't have as much merit as people give it.
Yeah, I almost think they should pass legislation. They should force these companies remove the like counts.
Remove the like counts.
Yeah. But then how would you how would businesses be able to gauge the realness of
How would some of you know if you're even happy or not?
Yeah.
That's you know, that dopamine hit that you get when you see that like or that one thing that you said people agree with and they hit the thumbs up or whatever. I mean, there are some people that they've lived their whole lives with social media. We're old enough to where we haven't lived our entire lives with social media.
Good point.
You know, and so now their kids, they get a phone when they're 13, and you know, however old you are now, this has been your entire life to deal with the likes and dislikes, active likes and dislikes, if you will, of strangers, mostly people you know, but sometimes a lot of times it's strangers. Most of the people who comment on, you know, our videos, we don't know them.
Yeah.
We know very few percentage.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, exactly.
Shouts to the millions, the people that do return. Y'all are cool, but like, especially like on TikTok and,
you know,
some of our popular YouTube videos. It's like, I don't.
Yeah, like on the one that really went crazy with the Too Short Tupac.
Yeah,
I don't know any of those people.
Yeah. I mean, but
shout out to all of you.
Hog tie.
Yeah, shout out to y'all for, you know, engaging with that particular video.
For sure.
But like,
appreciate it.
But that once again, that's something we can't fake, and we can't nail down why that one is so much more popular.
Right.
Than you know, I thought we had some great conversations that week. That was not the one I would have picked to go that viral.
Man.
It's all about the title and thumbnail.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that Jackson and I were talking about this before. It's just like, it's all about title and thumbnail. That's all it is. And that one just knocked it out the park.
Hey.
So The only other thing that I think is on here, and I don't know if we really talked about it, but I think we all kind of agree, is like, would this truly be detrimental to like Spotify or platform success if their likes and stuff would be removed?
No, because they're still going to stream music.
Yeah, that's what I think. People are still going to use Instagram. People still going to use YouTube. People still going to use TikTok.
Yeah, I think I'm with y'all on that. Regardless, it's still going to happen. Yeah, it's still going to be used.
It just kind of takes one of the elements out of being stupid. So
being
cool.
Shout out to Russ, man. Russ be on their head. I got to give it to him. This is not the first time he's popped out about how things are going or how things or the machine will say. So shout out to him for that.
Yeah.